Hello, one and all, and welcome to the album launch. I think we all have it now. I know there's a few that haven't, so my apologies for that. It is in the post, so it's either lost or the Royal Mailman's a bit slow this week, but they all went out. So, but we'll get on to chatting about that later. And this is the first week I've got the screen. So let me know. It could all go horribly wrong with the screen. I've never had one before, so it's going to either be a hindrance or it's going to be great. But like, if you want to know sort of things about your favourite song or whatever, or anything about the album, just drop me a comment, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. We could all have a little bit of fun and raise a glass to the album launch. We finally got here, so let's have a bit of fun now. So we're going to start at the top. My apologies in advance. I'm not going to play all the songs because it would be too long a show, and I know after 9 I'll be competing with I'm a Celebrity, and I know how popular that is. So. These falls and a ticking clock, empty seats and they'll stop me when it closes the night. Empty trees, but the birds in the light though. And I got too much of nothing and I'm alone. Deep blue sky and the shadows fall. I'll be sitting waiting for the call when I'm going home, waiting for tomorrow. I can rise with a morning fire. Thank you very much. So that's Ticking Clocks, as you all know, and that song actually very nearly didn't make the album. I just couldn't get it to sound right for me. I didn't like it for a long time, and the album was going off. It had a week to go, and the song was already recorded. And I said to Jez, who's the Jez Leather, the amazing artist behind this, that mixed and mastered this album for me, and so you can give him a big round of applause as well. Anyway, with Jez, I kind of said, like, look, dude, I'm really sorry. It mixed the songs already, and I said I'm not happy with this song, so I'm going to redo it. And this was Sunday. I think it was going off to print on Thursday or something. So the 11th hour, I kind of re-recorded the whole song, and yeah, it made the album, and it became one of my favourites, funnily enough, and my partner, and even Jez as well. So that was that. You know, sometimes things just don't sound right, and you have to fix them. And like I said, I really liked it, so it ended up being the first song on the record as well. And one of the singles. Next song, the bridge song. This is, it's the one song I wrote, not in the lockdown. I remember telling you this on my birthday show. I think you're all quite forgiving that I slightly cheated and put this on the record, but this song has been with me for about a couple of years now, and I started playing it on the last tour I was on with Beans on Toast. It kind of went down very well every night, and people seem to really connect to this song, as I know a lot of you have from the messages you've sent through. But this song is it's about a bridge, and it's called the North Bridge. I've found out since in Halifax, where I lived for a few years, and basically I was walking from my house into town one day, and I walked over the bridge, and there was flowers on the bridge, and I stopped and read the notes, and it turned out it was this young boy. He was 16, and he'd gone to the bridge and to kind of stop the pain, you know. So anyway, I kind of carried on, and a few months passed. I was again walking into town, crossing the bridge, and there was more flowers there, so I stopped to read the cards, and this time it was a very young girl who'd gone to the bridge, and to again stop the pain she was going through, and it was just so heartbreaking on the bridge, and so I kind of just wrote this song, and kind of memory of the bridge and the people, and it's a very sad story. The bridge seemed to become quite popular with young people, which is something I didn't know anything about. So this is just my humble offering to such a sad story. This is the bridge song. Failed to dream when I was a child. Now I'm losing it on everything. Through the cracks appears light. I can feel it grow on my skin. When you try Thank you very much. So shall I have a look at my screen? I don't know. This is very new to me, this, well, technology is not new to me, but let's have a look what's going on. Thank you very much. A lot of hearts. So I managed the whole of the, all my lockdown shows, I think. Well, it's kind of full circle now, isn't it? You know, we're at the end. We started way back in, I think my first one was March. My tour was cancelled. The tour I was on with Ed Wells, who's the drums with Tensheds, and we were on the tour promoting last year's album, Death Row Disco. And, like I said, I'd done maybe 35 dates with Beans on Toast solo, opening for him, and me and Ed, we'd started out 3 dates into another 40 dates of the year, and 3 dates in we had to come home, and so yeah, like a lot of artists, I went online, something I never thought I'd do. I'm not really a big Facebook user in that way. I use it obviously to promote things like everyone does. We all say we hate it, but we all use it, you know. So I remember in one of those early shows, I was just doing the shows like to kind of make up for the loss of the tour, and on one of those early shows there was a message, and the message was from Nigel Appleton, and he challenged me to write a song for the following week. So I kind of wrote the song. I remember the song well. It was Girl, I'm Sorry, and I remember still writing it. I'd had my Sunday dinner, and it was about 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and I was writing the second verse, and I was performing it at like 8 o'clock. So, but yeah, and that started the nugget of then writing a song every week. I took Nigel's challenge of writing one song, and I raised it, and I decided to write an album. So I guess fundamentally we all have Nigel to thank for the inception of this record. So. It's quite amazing, really. And then we took the journey, didn't we? We all got involved and we listened to the songs as they came out each week. And so 10 weeks, I think it was in total. I counted it up for my birthday, which was the last show. And 10 weeks of writing this album and recording it in the lockdown as well. And I remember this song particularly. It was quite late on, I think, in the shows. All this talking and these storytelling is very thirsty work, you know. I've written this next song, and again, like a lot of the songs, it's knowing that you have to perform them straight away. You don't always get time to name them or finish them in that way. And this next song, this is Mirrors. And I remember we playing it, and my partner, I didn't have a name for it, and it was like just before the show, and my partner, she says, oh, well, why don't you just get the audience to name the song? So we did, and this is Mirrors. So I'm going to pronounce this wrong, like Sean Wilson and Adrian Barnes both came up with Mirrors. So I don't think anything is more interactive than that. So this, I didn't really look at the screen much, did I? Just telling you my stories. But, so this is now Mirrors. There's a light shining bright overhead, and I know things will get a little easier in your head as the page turns and the clock strikes 3. There's a murmur and a distant memory. So let the daydream fall, mirrors on the wall, catching the light, every fear that falls. I won't be the one to save you from yourself. I'll hold out my hand if you fall to pieces. So let the daydream fall, mirrors on the wall, catching the light and the fear falls. I will be the one to save you from yourself. I hold out my hand if you fall to pieces. Thank you very much. So like a lot of these songs, they're not really my stories, you know. They were kind of, I was trying to get into sort of a character of what everyone might be going through, and trying to sort of, each song I feel is more of a character than a song, and with the unifying thread of the lockdown, you know. And the lockdown, it will end, well it's ending in a couple of days, isn't it, into something equally strange. And I remember thinking on the first lockdown, there's so many people alone, and so many people gonna go to the dark side of depression. And I think the outcome and the ramification for years to come is going to be quite a lot. You know, there's a lot of people that aren't going to do so well. And that song is kind of with that in mind, the character of that, you know, sort of the mental health issues that people already had, and the new ones that are coming out of lockdown. But you know, it's a sad song, it's sad lyrics, but I hope it's like a little reaching out, just a little bit uplifting, and you know, there is light at the end of this dark, dark tunnel. And like I say, I just sit here and write songs, and hopefully they connect enough with people, and hopefully help a few people, you know. I've not looked at my screen. Let me have a look at the screen. Thank you very much, everyone. So what do we have next? We have Cotton Wool World. So again, this was a bit similar to Ticking Clocks, and in that it went through a lot of changes writing this song. Well, not writing the song is the easy bit, recording it and giving it something, giving it a life of its own was well, to put it finely, was a challenge, and I went through a lot of different versions, and it had the flute on this song. I think that cat was out of the bag a long time ago, but yeah, I play the flute. I think I've got a certain someone to thank for bringing that one out, but yeah, it was very folky, and it got this kind of flute solo, and it's like, oh, this is a little bit too, I don't know, it's like the English countryside or something. So I was kind of just going through different versions of frustration with this, and one night, I remember particularly one night, I was just sitting around and just noodling. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And I kind of just pressed record and played and then went to bed. More out of frustration. And in the morning I came back and listened to it, having no idea what I'd done. I wasn't drunk or anything, but there's a lot going on in my head, writing the songs and performing them in the shows and stuff. So anyway, I woke up and listened to this song and I was like, wow, it doesn't sound like even I'd written it, because it was so many things I wouldn't do in a song. And that was it. It was one take. It was that 1 a.m. in the morning, and this became the cotton wool world, and I just put my vocals on top of it, and it became this, it got its life, you know. So this is cotton wool world. And it's funny, like, I thought I may as well show you these. Like, I got millions of notebooks, and I write the songs in, and maybe I'll compile them all together one day and show you. But yeah, this is cotton wool world. I always pride myself. When I'm writing songs, I never change them. If it doesn't come out in one sitting, I don't go back. I don't rework on them. I don't do that kind of thing. We work on recording them, but I like them just to flow out as they are. And I always look back and I try and find out if I've crossed anything out and re-changed words. And I think that I don't normally cross anything out. That sounds a bit boasty, that, doesn't it? But I was looking at this one today, and it was like, wow, there's a little crossing out somewhere. Hey ho. Thank you very much. So let me have a look at my screen, see if you want to hear any stories. Ah, Heather, that's a great question. So, Heather's question, well, you've all seen it, haven't you? Does the music always come first? Words later? Well, by the way, for anyone that has been not here for like 20, 17 weeks or whatever it is, this is the cup Heather made for me. It's, I use it every week, I use it all the time, and it's, it just, I don't know, it's nice to drink out of a cup with your face on it, and makes you feel very bad. I can sit reading my own reviews with a cup with my name on it, and I don't know, you know, try and hope my head gets a little bit bigger. So does the music come first and words later? No. Like, it does change a lot. Like how I write. Mostly it's all at the same time. I can sit at the piano and might have a line or something, or come out with a nice chord, and then I'll just sing and then write, and that's generally how it always works. And like I said, I have lots of notebooks around with words in them. Sometimes I'll go back to them, but mostly it's all at once. And funnily enough, like a lot of the songs I do write on the guitar. Like Cotton Wool World I wrote on the guitar as well. And kind of like, there's a couple of reasons why that is. With Cotton Wool World, it was about 2 or 3 in the morning, and I was kind of noodling around, and I was kind of playing something, and it felt a bit Leonard Cohen-y. Let's move past that. So that was more like just for the sound thing. I can't always be bashing about the piano. Like, we have neighbours here. In Halifax, I didn't have any neighbours, and I had this big sort of Gothic house. Like kind of an Addams family house on top of this hill with black stone and these arched windows, and it very much suited my style. But I could bash out the piano at like any time there, you know, and I would always be playing it. So yeah, and but there's a second reason for like writing on the guitar, because I studied the piano. I've been playing the piano since I was 6. I did my first concert when I was 6 and a half. So, because I've had like a classical training, it's very hard to get out of, very hard to play what you shouldn't play. So, for instance, like Cotton Wool World, like I said, I wouldn't normally have written that song in that way, because it doesn't follow the certain rules that I kind of can't make. My fingers won't go to the wrong places, and that's not posty. It's just from the training, you know. So I have to write the guitar because I'm not as proficient on the guitar, so therefore all sorts of things come out. So in a long-winded way, Heather, I hope that answers the question, and it's all at the same time. And I have this other, like everything kind of challenges. I set maybe challenges with writing songs. So this one, obviously the challenge was writing them during the lockdown and performing them every week. And with Death Row Disco, that was written in 3 days, and it was recorded in 3 days, and we had 3 instruments. So that was the limitation with that. Hence why I don't play with a band or anything. It's just me and Ed, because I find if you limit things, you kind of naturally just pushed into the area of challenging what you can do with so few things. You know? And the album before that, which was the Dandy Punk Prince, actually, which I'm wearing this T-shirt from Jill and Graham up in Cheshire, made me this. So I thought I would wear it today. But that one, I didn't write any songs down. I used to play in a piano bar in London. And sometimes I'd play on Sunday afternoons and I kind of noodle around, and I'd write a song as I'm performing it. And then if the song was good enough, I felt it would stay in my head. If it wasn't, then it would just disappear and then it would never be no more. So nothing was written down with that one. I kind of just, yeah, it's kind of, I probably lost some nice songs doing that, but I feel if you don't remember them, if you don't know them, then yeah, unfortunately they go into the garage, the garage of songs that didn't make it, you know. Another songwriting question. So this one was from Alan. That's like slipped under the door. Do I write alone or with others? I write alone. I've never written songs with anyone else. Always on my own. And the only exception to this is with Death Row Disco. That was written, like I said, with my drummer Ed Wells. We went to Wales. And we rented a cottage in the middle of nowhere. We set up the piano and the drums in a room. And we rented it for 5 days. And we didn't have any songs, no ideas, nothing. And we were going to like set the challenge. We were going to just come out of here with the music written. And in 3 days, yeah, the album was written and half of another one. Like normally you would end up with about 15 or 20 songs for an album, and then you'd cut the ones you don't want, or the ones that don't sound right or don't fit. So that was the exception. I wrote the music to Death Row Disco. That was with Ed. And we'd sit there and I'd be like, Ed, have you got like a beat? Because it's just silence. You've just got a big blank canvas and nothing. So like Ed would come up with the beat and I'd come up with like something like that. And then the song just then comes, you know. Oh yeah, I hope it comes. If it doesn't, you move on and try and do it with something else. So that's my process really, and it's quite a brutal one because, like I say, I don't write them down. Well, these ones I've written down because they were so quick. And let's have a look here. See more comments. I like the question thing. It's like I don't know, a strange interview. I like interviews. Most people hate them, but you know, if someone's asking you questions and wants to know about you, I don't think there's a higher compliment in the world than that. So I relish them, you know. So Scott Payne, what comes first, words or music? Different from song to song. So again, yeah, it's like I said with Heather's question. Oh, there's so many comments, but yeah, it can change, but mostly all at the same time. Kenny, this is a nice one. You can hear a few of the instruments on the record. There isn't a violin though, but there is guitar and percussion and organ. But yeah, they're all played by me, and I kind of mastered years ago when I was recording Death Row Disco. Well, that too actually. I was experimenting a lot with the piano and pedals and making sounds out of things that have to be related to the piano. That's kind of what I do. And so if it sounds like a violin, it'll either be my voice, and I kind of changed it and put it through like pedals and effects, and then maybe reverse it and then just take the reverb and then work with that. But everything you hear is, bar the guitar, it's from the piano. And you know, there's a bit of drums in there as well. So hopefully that answers your question. So what is next? Hell is in the water. So this one. The album up to this point, when I was writing it, was all quite sort of still and steady, and which is nice and peaceful and spacious, kind of like the lockdown, sort of representing that in sound, but also in the lockdown and through this corona, where there's a lot of anger. You know, everyone's angry about something. You know, as am I, as is everyone. So I wanted an angry song to kind of, you know, get out a bit of frustration. And again, this going back to the question about the instruments. It was like the piano is through like distortion pedals and lots of guitar pedals. I put on the piano, record the piano, then put it through pedals, and then re-record it. And Jez, who I mentioned, who mixed the record and mastered the record, we did the mixing and mastering over emails and phone calls. Very challenging way of doing it because it's quite long. You know, it's a whole email just to say turn that up, whereas if you're in the studio you can just turn it up. But they kept coming back and said it needs to be dirty, it needs to be dirty, it needs to be angry, it needs to be like aggressive and like hard hitting, you know what I mean? So that's what we got. Hell is in the Water, my angry song.
Left to the right, to the left, boy, pick up your frown. 'Cause I will save you when the deal goes down. There is no search in front of the wall. The high tide is not. You can't be the one to beg, borrow, and lie. Shackle up your chains, boy, stop beating Tolstoy. 'Cause they will come for you, and they will destroy. There is no search in front of the wall. The high tide is not. You can't be the one to save you from there. Mixing up the medicine, telling me I have to go down, 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 baby, down, down. Hills in the water, I have to go. Mixing up the medicine, telling me I have to go down, 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 baby, down, down. Hell is in the water, I have to go down.
There you go. Vents a bit of anger out there. There we go. So, let me move that out of the way, and shall we have a look at the comments, see if there is any more questions? I need to move it. Oh, there's a delay. Well, I've taped it up so I can't see anything, you know. I kind of don't want to see myself. and then we deal with this weird delay. But okay. I don't need that. I've got my camera's assistant here pushing me some comments. So let me move this. This is too distracting. I knew it would be a little distraction, but so seeds for next album. Paul. Well, I wasn't even expecting to make this album. Normally you can get about 2 years out of an album because you spend about a year writing it and recording it, and then you tour it for as long as possible, and hopefully till you've run out of albums, and then you've got enough money to go and make another one. That's how I've always sort of rolled my model, you know. But because with the last album we came back on the tour like 40 dates early, those albums are sitting in my garage. But I will resume that tour one day. So for next album, I don't know, you know, it's like I constantly write songs. So normally I would have an idea of like putting a bunch of songs together, or if I've written enough and then the collection kind of naturally builds up to an album's worth, I'll turn it into an album, put them together. So as yet, I haven't written any songs which aren't for this album, but I have to say, like, I didn't really know what to do with myself when the first lockdown came, and if it wasn't for Nigel suggesting the song, we wouldn't have the album. But then I was very busy, you know. I didn't have a single day off in the first lockdown. I was writing, then recording. I got a stack of books I'd planned to read. Like the first week, when everyone's planning what to do, I'd signed up to a couple of online courses. Netflix, I'd got that lined up. I didn't watch a single show I wanted to watch, but then I ended up with this, you know, and we all ended up with this, and I think it's a very magical outcome from that. But I love writing songs, and I love making albums and giving people like my music, you know. So there will be another album at some point. I kind of thought about writing a country album, because I got a load of songs which didn't make it to this record actually. Even though I had to write one a week, there was still an overspill of songs, and a lot of those are kind of guitar-y songs, so maybe there'll be more of a guitar album or something, I'm not sure. But I think my back catalogue is busy enough for the time being, Bob. Emma, did you always want to be a musician? Yes. It's a simple answer. Like I say, I taught piano when I was 6, and I did my first concert when I was 6.5. And I remember the concert vividly. I've done a lot of concerts as a child, but that one I do remember. I actually ran onto the stage, I started playing. It was a Mozart piece, I can't remember the piece, but I ran on and started playing, and they said, stop. We've not introduced you yet. So I had to stop, and they introduced me, and then I played the song. So I always loved being on stage, and I didn't write songs, and I didn't sing either until I went to the Royal Academy and studied piano, and always just wanted to be a pianist and have a piano in my life in whatever form my job came. As long as I was playing a piano, I would have been happy, and so I knew that would be what I did since being a kid. But like I said last week, I didn't sing until I went for my first piano bar audition, and they said you have to sing, so I sang the San Francisco Bay Blues. So I started singing then, maybe when that was after uni, so like in my sort of early mid-20s. And I didn't really write songs either. Like I wrote Clockwork as my first record, and that was kind of something to do after uni. And then I loved writing songs. I found I really, really like writing music. And I kind of fell into this job, you know. Favorite place you played live? Wow, Rosemary, that is a hard question. It changes year to year. I've played in some remarkable places. I've played in Groupshire, I think that's how you pronounce it, which was Nelson Mandela's house in South Africa. And I was there many years ago, and I played in there. And it was only a little impromptu concert, but it was actually on Beethoven's original piano. So that was quite a momentous day for me. So that's definitely in my top. And I also played an amazing show with Mick Taylor, who was from the Rolling Stones, who rarely performs, and he did a show in Cadogan Hall in London. So that was a big grand hall, and I got the opening slot there to play for him, and that was, at that point, was my biggest audience. I think it was about 800 or 900 people, and I remember that like very fondly, you know. And then like little shows, I played in the Halifax at the Lantern a lot, and at the Greystone Unity, where the audience is actually closer than you are now. Like you're about an arm away, but the Greystone, they're basically there. And I think it was Mark, a fan up in Halifax. My keyboard pedal slipped from under the keyboard, so I couldn't reach it. And he was so close, he just brushed it back with his foot. So those gigs I really like as well, you know. Like, there was nowhere to hide when people are up close. And it's a bit like this setup, you know. Like I never thought I'd be doing these live shows online. The live streams, it was never really my bag, to be honest, but after that first one and the sort of nerves of doing it, I definitely put these in sort of my top favourite gigs, you know. I know there's no audience, but as you know, like I don't have the screen either, so I don't even know if anyone's watching. But then afterwards I go and have a couple of beers and watch the show back and read the comments. And these shows are probably the most sort of heartwarming, because it feels like you're making a real connection, and certainly through the lockdown, the messages I've received have been overwhelming and very moving and very touching. So there's that, and then there's like the festival gigs, you know. I did the Isle of Wight a few years ago, that was a great gig. And then last year I played Glastonbury, and I was on before Beans on Toast, so the field was packed. So I like to think some of them were there for me, but that was an amazing gig as well. So they're very different, you know. But as I say, I always just want to just be sitting here behind this, and if there's people around that enjoy sticking around and letting me entertain them, you know, I'm happy as Larry. I don't really care where I am, you know. Anyway, there's a few more questions, but I'll come to those in a bit. I think I've rambled on long enough. Let's have a song. This one's Into the Light. And this one, I kind of wanted to change things up a little bit. And decided to put a waltz on. My nonna, she was always trying to get me to dance, and whenever I'd go round, she would always be like, "Oh, let's do a waltz," and it was a lot of fun, you know. And she liked to dance, so this is for that, really, you know. It's like I'll put a waltz on, and there's a lovely line in this song, "A kiss on the cheek once more," you know. And that was my granddad. Like whenever I remember as a child very vividly, if we ever left the house into the car, even if we're all going together, there'd be a little kiss on the cheek in the kitchen before they left. And I thought it was the most romantic thing ever. So this is in memory. Thank you. Well, I've got to change glasses because I've run out of drinks in my first one. So cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. For the album launch. Again, I'm very proud of this. I'm very proud of what came out of a very, very challenging time. And I'm very proud of my shows and the journey we've all taken to get this. And I know you have it, and I hope you will cherish it as much as I do, and in years to come it will hopefully be nice memories for everyone. Country home. Got some country fans here. missing any chance for a fresh CD of Crazy Beautiful? Well, someone reminded me earlier. Excuse me, I'm just loading up another song. That it's 10 years since Crazy Beautiful. So it would have been this year. So I've actually ran out of the Crazy Beautiful. I reprinted them twice now, because I've got so many new albums out since then. I haven't reprinted them, but because it's 10 years, I'm thinking of putting something special together for next year, like a re-release with extras, with some, the demos. Try and make a thing of it. It's my first proper record, and it's a lot of people's favourites. So yes, the answer, it will be something around next year for that. Do I miss Chesterfield? Yes. I normally try and get up a few times a year. It's a beautiful town, and I do miss it. I see pictures. My mum sends me pictures down, and somehow like old pictures, and yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm a long way from there. And have I learned technical stuff during the lockdown? Well, I have, because I've been writing so much. I haven't actually learned much sheet music, but in a lot of these songs hidden in the back, if you listen hard, there's a lot of sort of Liszt and Rachmaninoff inspired kind of moves and things just to build up texture. So in that sense, but I've not learned them because I've kind of written them, but they are very classically based, and like I say, Liszt and Rachmaninoff are quite hard. So that's been quite technical. So anyway, I've rambled on way too long. Like I said, I wasn't going to play all the songs because we would be here all night, and I know some of you would love that. So I'm going to finish with this one, and yeah, it's sad, isn't it? It's full circle. We started way back, and this whole journey to get to this point, and it's the release party. So I hope you'll always raise a glass with me and celebrate what we managed to achieve. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this possible and bringing this album to life. It really means the world to me. Thank you. But as we said last week, I'm going to do a Christmas show as well. I think it'll be on the 20th of December or something. So it means I get to bring my Bob Dylan Christmas album out and learn some songs. And my apologies again if I haven't played your favourite song or told you a story about something else you wanted to know. Let's do this again. I quite like the sort of interaction. Should have done it back in March. But hey ho. So we're going to finish on the English way. Like, what a song I was trying to do here. Much to the horror of my Scottish and Welsh fans. In the pandemic, I think people very much fit to their stereotypes, and I wanted to write a very twee song, like Ray Davies from the Kinks. He wrote a master of like kind of English sounding songs, very twee, and by no means comparing me to a master like that, but I wanted a twee English song about, soldier on and the stiff upper lip. So this is the English way.
You know we got it all on the front line picture show. They say, hold on, suffer in silence, oh, it's the English way. But the double decker busted on the front, the two wheels, all the hands as we're driving away. This is the front line of the dreams we held today, and it's gonna be the one I tell you. So it's the English way, but the double decker busted on the front, the two of us holding hands as we're driving away. This is the front line of the dreams we held today, yeah, and it's gonna be the one I'll take to me. Thank you very much. I am Tensheds. Thank you for the journey. Thank you for being amazing. And I will see you for the Christmas show. Take care. Be safe. Be kind. Thank you.